The mosaic of time in the kaleidoscope of life. Time is a masterpiece. A delicate piece when we wait. A vibrant shard when we're late. A dark fragment when we're sad. A radiant tile when we're happy. An intricate pattern when we're in pain. A long, winding thread when we're bored.
The 2024 Africa Military Games, hosted in Nigeria, is the second edition to be conducted since the competition was established for military athletes across Africa. Now, the event was held under the auspices of the International Military Sports Council and the Organization of Military Sport in Africa. The Games had athletes from 20 countries, and Nigeria, as the host, came out victorious, with the team recording the largest medal haul, emerging first position with 234 medals. A competition that seeks to promote unity, team spirit, and competitiveness. You ask, what are the lessons to be learned from the just concluded 2024 Africa Military Games? What is next for the athletes who participated? These and more will bring to you on Panorama today as our guests, Brigadier General Tukuro Gusau, the Director Defense Information, will be speaking on the aftermath of the AMGA Games. Thank you for joining us on Panorama. I'm Ruth Aguilera. President Bola Tinubu has just departed France for South Africa to co-chair the 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Bi-National Commission, alongside President Cyril Ramaphosa. The presidential airplane took off from Paris at about 10 this Monday morning. At the Presidential National Commission, scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday, President Tinubu and President Ramaphosa will engage in substantive talks on a wide range of issues on mutual interest, including bilateral, regional, and international matters, building on the commitments from their June 2024 meeting in Johannesburg shortly after President Ramaphosa's inauguration for his second term in office. The two leaders will review the progress achieved since the 10th session of the BNC held in Abuja. That was from November 29 to December 1st, 2021. The 11th session of the BNC will feature deliberations across 8 working groups, each focusing on a specific area of mutual interest. These include political consultations, consular and migration, banking and finance, defense and security, manufacturing, social sector, mines and energy, and trade and investments. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, indicates that at a high-level meeting, officials of both countries will sign several memoranda of understanding and agreements. The Nigeria-South Africa Bi-National Commission was established in 1999 to further strengthen the ties of friendship and cooperation between the two nations. The BNC provides a platform for sustaining high-level dialogue and promoting cooperation in critical areas such as diplomacy, economy, trade, security, and other areas of mutual interest. President Tinubu is to return to the country after the BNC meeting. And now let's The colorful and exciting, well, those were the words best described the atmosphere of the main bowl of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, venue of the just concluded Second Africa Military Games, as participants from 20 different African countries, including the host country Nigeria, spiced up the evening with a variety of activities. Ijoma Peter Wanti brings us a recap of the night.
The Second African Military Games in Abuja, with the theme Enhancing Military Cooperation in Africa Through Sports, came 22 years after the first edition was held in Nairobi, Kenya. After 12 days of intense competition in 19 sports among the 20 participating African countries, the curtains came down on the Games with a colorful closing ceremony at the main bowl of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Aside from the rich cultural displays and other razzmatazz, there was a farewell parade by all participating countries.
Truly, there's a measure of unity that has been built by reason of these games. So I really want to commend the Nigerian military for taking the initiative and the President and Commander-in-Chief, who is the grand patron of the games, for sponsoring this.
The weight, 300 grams. The design took about 6 weeks to complete the design, and of course about 6 weeks to complete the making of the gold and the silver and the bronze medals.
Virtually all the countries won one medal or the other, but of course Nigeria being the host country in the medal table. So I think so far so is a good one.
The event also featured awards of honor to deserving individuals who made AMGA 2024 a reality. Top among them was President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima. Others include the founders of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa and former service chiefs. While declaring the games closed, Vice President Shettima said there is no doubt that the spirit of sportsmanship has been exhibited in all the games.
For making the sacrifices to leave your comfort zones and travel to Nigeria for this significant event, I trust that your expectations have been met, and I hope your experiences here have justified your commitment.
The event climaxed with the dousing of games flame and lowering of the Osman flag as the third and second place trophies were presented to Kenya and Algeria respectively, with overall champions Nigeria getting their winner's trophy, which sparked fireworks to signal the end of the games.
Congratulations indeed to Team Nigeria Armed Forces, and we have in the studio to look at the aftermath of the just concluded AMGA Games, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau. He's the Director, Defense Information. Thank you for joining us, Brigadier General.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
And congratulations to the Team Nigeria Armed Forces, clinching 234 medals. That is huge.
Thank you very much.
For the armed forces, talking about Nigeria now, how fulfilling is it, the aftermath of the game?
Well, we are quite happy and elated that we have hosted the Second Africa Military Games successfully, and not just hosting the Africa Military Games, but we have also won, and we have done very well and fairly. From the medal tables, you can see Nigeria has gotten most of the medals. That is to show we have prepared quite a lot. We have put in quite a lot to ensure that we have hosted and we have won fairly and squarely. So we are highly elated. The CDS is very happy with the outcome, and he appreciates everybody that participated towards actualizing second edition of the AMGA 2024.
And you know, I find the theme for this year's AMGA very interesting, enhancing military cooperation in Africa through sports. What does that say, you know, to armed forces across the African continent?
You know, we do a lot of operations together with other African countries. If you remember, we do meet them either at United Nations level operation or ECOWAS. So we are not new to each other, but what we have done was to enhance the partnership that we already had, bringing them to Nigeria. Our capital, Abuja in particular, has enabled us the opportunity to showcase who we are. Yeah. Like what the social scientists will say, they are meeting us in our natural habitat. Hitherto, we always meet at operational level under the auspices of either United Nations or ECOWAS. But now they are coming to meet us in Nigeria. They are coming to see us, see our culture. Apart from the sports, we use the opportunity to also showcase Federal Republic of Nigeria and Abuja in particular. If you recall, there are some negative reports that Nigeria is a war zone. People have been discouraged to come. But when they came, they were happy, they were surprised. Come on, the kind of news we are hearing is different from what we have seen on the ground. So they are so happy, at least we are able to change the narrative. We are able to show that our nation is safe, Nigeria is safe. Of course, there are security issues in some places, just like anywhere in the world. Nigeria is not an exception. At least this AMGA has shown beyond reasonable doubt that Nigeria and Abuja, they are safe.
Indeed, and it is uhuru for Nigeria, I would say, but I'd like you to share with us some of the challenges, you know, encountered during the period of the games and what the military hope to do, you know, to fix that in future events.
Well, now that we have hosted this event, the next country to host is going to be Algeria. And I hope they have taken note of some of the challenges, you know, that this AMGA 2024 has posed. Just like any other engagement or any sporting activity, of course, there must be challenges here and there. We cannot say we are 100% perfect, no. Initially, we expected more than this number. We are projecting not less than 40-something African countries will participate. We had 21 coming with Nigeria, 22. It's still a good number. So we hope next one there will be more turnout by other African nations. And then again, in terms of organization, I think we have got it perfectly well. There was never any incidents reported, either theft or indiscipline. There wasn't any issue. In fact, Mr. Segun Adebami, the legend, the football legend, has attested to this fact, that they have never seen a well-organized competition, sporting event that took place in Nigeria that was so organized like this one. You recall, very long time, Nigeria has not hosted any major sporting activity. This is, I think, the first time after a very long time. And it turned out very well. Most of the sports administrators, legends, have commended the armed forces of Nigeria for organizing, for championing a well-organized sporting event, which according to them will be a roadmap so that, you know, the nation can learn from what we have shown in the last 12, 13 days.
Okay, well, one would say everything turned out well, organized, because it's the military. They're known for that high display of discipline, right? But Brigadier General, tell us, what are the lessons, you know, to learn looking at all the games outside the military, and also how can this help to boost the morale of the men and women who participated?
Let me start with the moral aspect. One of the leadership philosophies of the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, is reward system. Once you do well, you will be rewarded. And if you went wrong, you will be sanctioned accordingly. In line with this, last night the CDS had a sit-out with all the Nigerian athletes that participated, and he treated them to a very nice and sumptuous meal. They were all happy. And in addition to that, he directed they should be given 2 weeks pass, that's leave, to enable them go and see their family, because they have been in the camp 1 month before the commencement of the game. So there is a need for them to at least go and unwind and sort out some administrative issues and also have some time with their family. In addition to that, he also gave them a monetary, support to encourage them to boost their morale. And also, he recommended they should be given letters of recommendation, which will lead to promotion by their services. So I think the CDS has done a lot to ensure that he has boosted the morale of the troops. And again, he also promised that from now on, you will ensure that our troops continue to participate in major international festivals so that we can ginger them up and we also showcase them before the world. And we are also going to do a special recruitment for athletics so that we can attract them in. So if you are very good
on Panaroma, and we wish the Team Nigeria Armed Forces all the best. Like they will always say, morale high, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned.
The government of Nigeria warns vandals of national assets, electricity transmission towers, cables and other facilities to desist from this act of sabotage. Vandalism is a serious crime punishable under the law. Vandalizing electrical equipment will affect millions of Nigerians, including your loved ones. Remember that national assets belong to all of us, hence the need to protect them. Report all cases of suspicious movement around facilities to security agencies. When you see something, say something. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation in collaboration with the National Counter-Terrorism Center, NCTC, Office of the National Security Advisor.
Thank you for staying with us. The National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, under the Office of the National Security Advisor, is leaving nothing to chance through effective collaboration with arms-bearing agencies of the government in the fight against proliferation of illicit arms in Nigeria. The Director General of the Center, DIG Johnson Babatunde Kokumo, retired, made the assertion in Calabar during a familiarization and working visit to the South Zonal Office of the Center. Interact with stakeholders. Paul Abel reports.
Society where there is prevalence of illicit arms is a recipe for violent crimes, and the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons was established in 2021 in response to ECOWAS Convention to address such problems in the country. And with the consent of President Bola Tinubu to the act establishing the center, thereby giving it a legal framework and powers to arrest, investigate and prosecute. The Director General in this strategic stakeholders engagement is commending security agencies for their cooperation so far, while appealing for sustained collaboration and maintaining sanity in the fight against criminal imposters working as officials on illicit arms issues.
Violent crimes are being driven by the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. And that is why the government, in its wisdom, had established the center with the mandate to control such proliferation.
Ranging from security agencies to civil society organizations. And I want to place here on record that with their cooperation and collaboration, we have been able to make modest achievements in this zone.
The center affirms its dogged resolve to bring to book sources of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons, whether locally fabricated or imported, as it reeled out successes made through collaboration in recent past. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Gloriousness and wonders that revolve the birth of Jesus Christ and its essence on humanity, radiated in songs, messages, and other colorful activities. The annual series of 9 lessons and carols organized by the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, the Nigerian Television Authority, and Voice of Nigeria at the National Christian Center in Abuja. Olusheye Adiagbo reports that this year's edition has the theme, Jesus, Our Victory.
The 4FRCN, NTA, and VON service of 9 lessons and carols is the 28th in the series, which signals the beginning of the Yuletide. The service takes the congregation through 9 passages from the Old and New Testaments of the Bible, with the 8th reading taken by the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, which highlights the birth of Jesus Christ and its significance.
And when they saw the star, they rejoiced with the exceeding great joy.
All the lessons of the evening tell the story of the fall of humanity and the promise of the Messiah with songs presentations. Messages from the clergy, the wife of Nigeria's President Oluremi Tinubu, including the Minister of Information, enjoin Nigerians, especially Christians, to take the lessons of the season at heart by promoting the nation's unity and stability.
So Jesus is our victory over sin, victory over self, victory over death, victory over Satan, but he's also victory over burdens.
I implore you all to let us imbibe the spirit of Christmas, which is of love, of joy, of fellowship and harmony with one another.
Let us intensify our efforts to build a Nigeria where everyone is valued and respected, regardless of their faith or background.
Finally, let me use the opportunity to appreciate the NTA, FRCN, and VON for putting together this year in, year out.
All the ministrations elucidated that Nigeria must be in peace and harmony.
The expanded General Purpose Committee of Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs has met and reviewed issues concerning current affairs in Nigeria. The General Purpose Committee meets every 6 months in the year and submits its report to the General Assembly that Sultan of Sokoto chairs as President General, with Shehu of and Alhaji Oladejo as Deputy President North and South, while Professor Ishaq Oloyede serves as Secretary General. Membership consists of National Assembly members, ministers, former and serving, heads of government and private organizations, as well as eminent people in society.
This will not be announced officially until it has gone through Fatwa Committee. We are looking at the issue of Quranic competitions in Nigeria. There are some lapses, we consider all those. We are talking about GMOs. What is the position of Islam on the GMO? We also look at the issue of National Hajj Commission, the amendments being considered by the National Assembly, and we expressed our opinion about it. We are also addressed by the representative of the NSA on the issue of tax and taxation, the bills before the National Assembly. We considered it after listening to the NSA. We set up our own committee to go and look into this matter and submit report.
Communique is expected from the deliberations of the committee. Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, has declared Tuesday, 3rd December 2024, as the first of Jumada Sani 1446 after Hijrah. This is contained in a statement signed by Chairman, Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Professor Sambo Wali Jonaid of the Sultanate Council, Sokoto. The Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, in conjunction with the National Moon Sighting Committee, says it did not receive any report from the various moon sighting committees across the country, confirming the sighting of the crescent of Jumada Sani 1446 after Hijrah on Sunday, 1st December 2024. And sad report, we hear a section